You have to be a chef, owner, to be crazy enough to build a kitchen this size.
Opening soon follows the true story of a restaurateur's vision from concept to opening night.
But I know what the day is going to be like tomorrow. It's just, yeah, you don't want to have too many of them in your life. You're screwing me here. I need a drink. You have to be a trench fighter. There's no two ways about it. If you're faint of heart, do not go in the restaurant business. I remember the TV show Hotel. I remember watching that show as a kid thinking what a glamorous business the hotel business was. Every time I went through a hotel, I'd go into the kitchen and think, this is the only place where there's any action happening. This is exciting.
Mark McEwen is one of Canada's top restaurateurs, famous for mastering every aspect of the business.
How many are you doing for tonight? I went into the kitchen and I never, ever looked back. It was just a natural fit for me. I've been looking for a downtown space for a long time, and when this one came along, it was particularly interesting because we actually have a curb and a front door. You can imagine you pull up, very politely valet your car, you walk in the front door of the restaurant. From there you go up into the bar. The bar will be right here. There'll be over a 6-foot area beyond the bar stools for people to queue up. And just imagine having a martini or a bite to eat in there and taking in all the skyscrapers downtown. You're up in the bar, you have a drink, you come down this beautiful sweeping staircase, and this whole space here will be the restaurant. If you walk through, you will be greeted by a 14-foot, fully glass-enclosed wine cellar. The main room seats about 120 people. Private rooms will seat 80. The bar will seat about 50. The patio will seat however many we want. So here we are in the kitchen. You have to be a chef, owner, to be crazy enough to build a kitchen this size. But I spend so much time in my kitchen that for me the environment is very, very important. The fact that I have this beautiful facility, I can serve food properly, I can service the private rooms, I can make my patio the right size, and the whole business aspect of the project really comes into play then.
How do we do something that would create a personality for you?
As a chef, it really should come from what the chef is all about. And if you start thinking about your food, it sort of fits those same descriptions. The food is modern, it has an elegance to it.
The main room is really laid out in a classical, formal plan.
It should be a restaurant that should be here 20 years from now, and you're going to say this is still a great room.
Trendiness is really just that.
Yeah, 25 years from now, Mark will be there with his walker.
Right next to you.
Right.
2 artists have been chosen to present ideas for a sculpture that will stand in the foyer.
The scale would be probably about 3 feet in diameter would be approximately one of these things.
The concept of people catching their coats and their pant leg on it, if it can happen, it will happen every night. It'll happen all day long, unfortunately.
I went with a kind of monolithic.
How big would that be?
Waist high. Yeah. So you would see it, and it would have some mass, but you could get close enough to it that you could kind of rub it.
I think we should have a discussion, and we'll decide. Thanks.
That's this one.
I love the weight of it.
Yeah.
And the concept of brushing by it and rubbing your hand on it.
The designers present Mark with chair options for the dining room.
I really like this chair. My big fear was this chair would last about 6 months, maybe one day. It was interesting that the leg cracked, because everybody does that in these chairs. And that's the problem with it. And I've lived with bad chairs before, and it's just a nightmare. This works well. It catches you under the leg, and when you lean back, it doesn't catch your back on the wood. You manage it, and you find solutions, and then you'll end up with a great design on a budget.
Mark is depending on contractor Chris Dinley to keep the project on track.
Okay, can we go through this?
Chris is worried about the time frame to upgrade the restaurant's fire alarm system.
My concern is it's 4 to 6 weeks to upgrade their system. Well, we're finished construction. in 4 to 6 weeks.
It's actually, I think, even longer, I was told.
I'm going to be raising a rabbit in 6 weeks, so it can't happen.
This is a critical item. I mean, it's been addressed for well over a month now. I don't think your tenant will be particularly pleased to delay his opening because of it.
First half of November, we have to be open. Otherwise, you miss the season, and you can't catch stride December 1. It's just not possible. This is an issue that could prevent us from opening.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's all news to me. Surprise, surprise. Always something. Always something.
Fire alarm has been cleaned up. That's been put through the city, and it's all found acceptable. So that issue's over.
I'm going to forget about the construction because it'll make me crazy if I don't. I'm not going to think about anything else. Just staff and food and balls to the wall. So we're going to open.
I can translate that. You're not going to bother me.
I'm not going to bother you. For my own sanity, I'm not going to bother you.
And I won't tell you how to cook.
Yeah. Okay, so we're getting down to the short strokes here. In terms of menu, I haven't finished the copy on it yet. I sort of have to sex it up a little bit. Lunch, I know where I want to go with it. I don't think even the boardroom crowd downtown wants to eat liver with mashed potatoes, bacon, and red wine sauce for lunch. I just don't think people eat that way anymore. I think even old-time execs are eating wild BC salmon with warm asparagus salad and vinaigrette. And get rid of the butter, get rid of the heavy brown sauces. We lighten it up. We do tapenades and vinaigrettes and lots of beautiful fresh herbs.
He's a great chef, excellent businessman, and he's fair. He's always a step ahead of everybody else, I think. He's constantly reading, constantly going out for dinner and checking out different things, and I love to be a step ahead with him.
If the fish is perfect and it's cooked perfectly and the greens are amazing and the dressing is amazing, that's a great lunch. We went to New York. We went to different restaurants. The fancier they were, the less I enjoyed them. When you boil it all down, if you're buying the best lamb or the best sea bream and you have fresh truffle and you have fresh chanterelle, if you clutter the thing too much, the best way to have it is genuinely. So if our dishes reflect that style, and I think that's where the head of the market is. I truly think it's there. We will be successful.
Mark is having his steaks specially prepared by one of Toronto's top butchers.
Oh, these are beautiful, Mark. Fantastic.
For Mark here, we always have 2 rails. These ones here are the ones that are ready to go. They probably have about 7 weeks age on them, dry aged. And these ones are
unheard of in the city. You just can't find it.
Yeah, this is specifically done for Mark. We don't do it for everybody.
And if he sells it to anyone else, I get to kill him. The aging is nothing but rotting. The meat is rotting. Bacteria breaks the structure of the meat down, and it tenderizes the beef. So it's controlled rot. Doesn't really sound all that glamorous, but that is exactly what it is. Funny enough, when people go to a butcher shop, they want to buy red meat. That's really not what you should be buying. You should be buying the one that's dark and sitting around a while. North Americans have a bit of trouble with fat, but that's what makes a steak great. This is your kernel fat, and this is what people get upset about on a rib chop. But that's just the nature of the beast.
You can't change that.
Burnt fat is what it is. This caramelized fat in meat is what we crave.
When I first met Mark, he said to me, you know, as a matter of fact, when I first met him, I don't think he liked me very much.
He came in, I said, is this Tom Cruise delivering? He pulls up in a Mercedes, all dressed in black, sunglasses on, delivering a meat order. And I said, well, what is this? I said, am I paying for your wardrobe and your automobile? So that was our first introduction.
But the first thing he did say to me, he says, pricing is not an issue as long as the quality is good. And we maintain that.
Mark is just as obsessed with fish.
So where do you begin?
These particular seafood comes in from Greece. They're farm raised in Greece.
The flesh of this fish has a great bite to it. It has a beautiful firmness. So we sell lots of this in the restaurant. We have the angler,
yeah, our monkfish.
This is an amazing creature.
Yeah, I mean,
certainly
this
one
is
of
the
the
only this is the only fish that goes fishing for its own food, as you can see over here.
Yeah.
It just puts out the angler. It looks like a fishing rod with a little worm, and that's how it gets its.
eats his neighbor. Boy,
it.
and we were saying before, we think our neighborhoods are tough.
This will be one. The branzino, sea bream, sardines.
We'll be doing a lot of sea bass. I love the angler fish, tuna, grouper. Toronto will love this.
With 2 weeks to opening, the kitchen is almost finished, but in the restaurant, problems mount.
Now we still need plumbing inspection.
I thought this was organized. That's ridiculous. We can't wait till Monday. I can't get I'm not going to get my license until next Friday. You guys you're screwing me here. Just talking to Denton, and he's telling me that the plumbing inspector is not coming in until Monday. That's all news to me. Surprise, surprise. Always something. Always something. But what, he just can't be here today or what? We just lose another whole day. I just need to know when I can get my liquor in here.
Bymark is located in the Toronto Dominion Centre, an architectural landmark in the heart of Toronto's financial district. Hours of operation on weekdays are 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for lunch and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. for dinner. On Saturdays, only dinner is offered and they are closed Sundays. Bymark offers a contemporary fare based on classic French cuisine. Appetizers cost between $8 and $26. Main dishes are $20 to $48, and desserts are $8.95 to $13.95. The signature dish is roasted sea bream. It consists of deboned sea bream with cured tomatoes, yellow fingerling potatoes, olive oil, herbs, and citrus. The price is $40. Mark must spend the last week training his chefs. If they can't perfect his exacting new menu, he will be forced to delay the opening and miss the crucial holiday season. But there's a snag. He can't get into the kitchen.
We need some sign-offs from the consultants for City Hall. They need to do it today. The inspecting process, very stressful. But what, he just can't be here today or what? We just lose another whole day. I just need to know when I can get my liquor in here.
There's usually a 2 or 3 day gap while you actually physically get the permit.
Every time you do a schedule, you really think you can live to it. But when you involve all the city planners, all the inspectors, and by the time you pile them on one another and get them through, and each one of them will always find something that has to be adjusted. There's always another 24-hour swing, another 24-hour swing, and one hinges on the other. So what happens is you get backed up. Well, all I want to do is cook. Just trade hats and cook. Yeah.
But he can't because the 33-foot bar has arrived.
Keep it coming.
That's certainly the largest piece of furniture I've ever purchased in my life.
Touching right now?
Yes.
We have a problem.
Taste that one. The taste is there. It's not happy with the presentation.
He screwed up. No, it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment.
8:30. Go in, set your stations for the entire menu.
With time running out, Mark's arrival in the kitchen is put off for yet another day.
This is required to close off the space so nobody can walk out on the ledge.
So they imagine that somebody could slide under there, walk around on the ledge, and fall down. I guess there are people crazy enough to do that.
For now, for the inspections, we have to have
So this was just a new revelation.
Yes.
Well, get down to the kitchen.
But try as he might, he still can't start cooking.
We're going to have to put something on the front edge of this so the bottles won't roll out.
It's too tight.
You read my mind. You just have to let it all swirl around you. And you can absolutely not let it make you crazy, because it will.
Mark finally arrives in the kitchen, knowing he must do a week's training in only 3 days.
We're going to cook a rib steak, just barbecue it, and we're going to cut it up and eat it and talk about it. So this has at least 8 weeks age. It's like butter. I find these are too cute. Just try to mess it up and make it a bit looser instead of point position, point position, point position. It looks a bit too much 1989 hotel presentation. You made the tureen a bit smaller this time. Okay, for dinner, I want you to cut it a little thicker than that if it's that size. I hate chintzy portions of foie gras. I've had many, many days where it's 17, 18 hours and you can feel the muscle in your cheek twitching just from sheer exhaustion. And that's what it takes sometimes. First, create your center, give it your structure to work with. Looks better than making it posy all around the sides. Head mussels, nice oysters. Then we need to do horseradish. So the way it's going to hit the table is this. You'll be sitting side by side with your wine glass, your bottle of wine. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. That's the great thing about it. I think these are nice, but you have everything deep fried here already. And then you're just doing another deep fried garnish. I think this is inappropriate for this dish. I would do chocolate that's been dropped at funny angles. It's a simple dish. It's meant to be very rustic. I just don't like these things. It's better though, better. Shall we go up and have a drink?
Let's have a drink.
I need a drink. Like, I know where we're going tomorrow. I know what the day is going to be like tomorrow. It's just, yeah, you don't want to have too many of them in your life.
So you're really opening tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the day, yeah. It's driving me crazy not opening. Cheers, gang.
Okay. Cheers.
We are one day away from opening, and
success.
Indeed.
Great job.
Fantastic job. Fantastic.
Cheers.
Cheers. First days are supposed to be fun days, so I'm having fun. You know when it feels good, then you have to open the door. If we can do that every day, we're laughing, gang, we're laughing.
So here she is. Oh, wow.
The dinosaur egg. Well, why don't we unwrap it?
All right, let's get it.
Oh, that is amazing. This will be passed down through generation upon generation of my family. They'll fight over the egg.
So we're bang on.
Amen. That's fantastic.
Amazing.
Fantastic. You did an amazing job. Where did that come in? When we looked at that first ridiculous budget.
We're 1.3 million less.
Hard to believe that it came in line.
Why do you find it hard to believe? I told you that from the beginning.
I think I owe you food for life. Shake my hand, you crazy man. I think I owe you food for life.
It's a deal.
So gang, here we are. First night. All I want to tell you is just relax and rely on your instincts now. You know what to do instinctively. Welcome aboard. The place has a great feel. First days are supposed to be fun days. So I'm having fun.
Congratulations.
I'm going to the kitchen. Yeah, I'm going to the kitchen.
I'm going home.
Anyway,
Too late now.
Back to the kitchen.
There goes the first order.
Here we go, guys.
Tomato salad and arugula.
Okay, keep it quiet, guys. Watch your cooking. Very nice plates, gang. Very nice. You just tell him tomato salad 1, soup 2, okay? But you have to be ahead of him all the time.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't want 50 people hanging around here either, okay? So everybody can sort of stay away. Okay, let's go here, please. 201. Niçoise and a champ. Let's go. A little more juice on the champs, please. That's it. Come on, guys. You know what to do. Move, 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 move. Everything going out is very tasty. If we can do that every day, we're laughing, gang, we're laughing. It's going to work. It's going to work well. It's going to work well. Your first night out of the gate tonight, we're a little bumpy back there, but
That's great.
Fantastic.
you know when it feels good, then you have to open the door. Yeah. But enjoy. It's great to have you here.
You come to the best, you get the best.
Well, you try. You try.
Bymark is now one of Toronto's hottest restaurants, and the fruit and nut tart never did make it onto the menu. Find more at fineliving.com. Real information for real people.